Hello everyone, my name is Alan from Technology Moments, and here we're gonna share with you the experience that we had with this motherboard from Gigabyte and the system that I'm about to show you. It is based on the Gigabyte Aorus Z690 Ultra. We installed a 12th generation Core i5 processor, 32 gigabytes of RAM, a cool looking Air CPU cooler, and a combination of SSDs and hard drives. We've already used it for a couple months now, so you might find very useful what we have to say about it. We decided to use this Gigabyte Z690 Ultra for our system for a bunch of reasons. First, I needed to have several SSD ports out of the box, and I liked the options that this motherboard offered. Also for us, it is very important to have several hard drives due to the huge amounts of data that we handle not only for virtual machines, but also for multimedia storage. For this reason, the SATA ports still are very important to us. We do synchronize many backups through the network, so the 2.5 gigabit per second Ethernet adapter on board was a key aspect for our decision. However, we also wanted to have PCI Express version 5 for future-proof tests and ended up testing and using a 25 gigabit per second Ethernet adapter, and thanks to those tests we actually ended up using those 25 gigabit per second adapters and maxing out the SSDs. No way we were really going to stress a dual 25 gigabit per second card with just two computers. That is the only reason why we did not actually end up using the onboard 2.5 gigabit per second card. We also liked very much the possibility of having big amounts of RAM, so DDR5 was a really good idea, as well as the 4 slots. Gigabyte also includes some cool accessories that you might like enclosed with this system. Finally, and not less important, we like the idea to have the option of a great Wi-Fi connection, and the onboard Wi-Fi 6 did just that. Also with a cool looking external antenna it includes. As for things to improve, we're always gonna find some. Here the most important ones. Out of the box we had some trouble and we lost the booting partition after enabling virtualization. After repeating the procedure and being able to replicate the problem, I decided to update the BIOS, which turned out to be problematic after having all drives installed. Removing them implies taking apart even the graphics card. After the BIOS update, we've had no issues at all. Another problem that we had is that we ended up modifying the heatsink of the main SSD, as it actually is affected by our huge all-side air cooler. Actually, this is a problem to be blamed on both manufacturers. You also have to be very careful if, like us, you decide to use a SATA M.2 drive, as that limits the ports that you can use, not only for SSDs, but also ports available for more hard drives to be installed. You can actually find such information in the user's manual. This is not a problem if all your SSDs are NVMe's. The last thing that I might want to point out is why on earth did they decide to make one big heatsink for both SSDs and the chipset. Seems more like a heat sharing device rather than a cooler. If the chipset is hot, so will be the SSDs, even if you're not using them. Not very clever. Overall, after having stressed the system and used it for many purposes including gaming, virtualization, and video editing, we have enjoyed very much the performance and stability it offers, the quality of which parts are made, and in the past we have been having great experiences with Gigabyte products' durability, which is always something worth mentioning. Thanks for watching. Remember that the objective with our videos is to share our experiences with you, so if you decide to buy any of these great products, you can make an informed